So what started, I mean, it seemed kind of random, but I'm really big into music, um, and that goes after my dad. He's a musician, and he listens to a lot of music. And so one day I ran into one of my favorite songs, and I'm not gonna say that song yet, but I ran into it and kind of decided to research into it and found that that song is inspired by the ocean. And so I explored the idea of synesthesia, which is when you perceive, or in this instance, I perceived sound into like a visual setting. And so there's a lot of repetitive like loops, and just repetitive sounds that I visualized in this setting right behind me. Um, there's actually two parts to this exhibit. There's my individual kind of non-installation work, and there's this installation piece, but all of it is made of coils. All of my coils are actually hand rolled. They're not extruded, which is a mechanism where it just spits out clay coils. But no, I hand roll everything in this gallery, right? Or everything that's in this gallery right now is hand rolled. And that came with some challenges. You know, the challenge of time, like getting my timing right, having enough to display, because hand rolling does take a little bit more time, but I can say that there's a lot more pride to be had with doing so. And of course, there's challenges of like gravity. Gravity is always against you when you are making with clay. So it took me a while to get that down, but when I roll, I make everything the same. I make everything the same width, the same thickness.
Wow.
I mean, that just comes with practice
Mhm.
and muscle memory, which takes a long time to I guess learn. So after I roll everything out, I then make every single piece on the banding wheel, which is kind of like a cake decorator, but it's more of a better quality, a ceramic quality wheel, and that's called hand turning. Um, and then after the piece dries, I then bisque fire it. And with the installation, this is only bisque fired. I did not glaze it.
Mhm.
And the reason why I chose that is because I loved the color scheme of the bisqueware. There's about 9 different types of clays, except terracotta.
Mhm.
Um, and the color scheme of it looked more coral-like. If I would have fired it to like a glaze fire, like a lot hotter temperature, it would have turned brown. It would have turned dull. It wouldn't have looked lively. And so that's why I did the bisque firing. The white is a porcelain.
Mhm.
The off-white is a white stoneware. Um, the brownish kind of pastel brown is a dark brown clay. And so there's, I think about, well, every clay that the Museum of Fine Art offers is what's in the installation. Another reason why I chose to only bisque fire is when you take a real piece of coral that's dried out and dead,
Mhm.
and if you compare it to my bisqueware, they feel the exact same. It feels like dead coral. If you listen to that song, which I'm not going to name, I found that the piano loops and just the random notes and pitches and stuff related to pointillism. And so different widths, different heights of each tube sponges, or what they are. It kind of reflects those sounds. There's also 8 or 9 different types of coral here. There's coral that kind of flare out. There's tube sponges. There are microtube sponges. There are trumpet sponges. Like anything that forms a tube-like shape or that forms that idea of pointillism. That's what I tried to do, or that's what I picked out. There's so many kinds of coral out there, but I try to nitpick those specific ones that related closely to pointillism. Like throughout high school, throughout college, I did not have a ceramic background. It was mainly drawing and painting and theater. I did not start ceramics until my last year of college. And I was a work study up in Nebraska. And I was in charge of reestablishing the ceramics department after 20 years of not having it. And so it was just a big old storage room. And so that kind of sparked my love for ceramics, just cleaning up that room and getting to know the equipment, getting to know the process, like that sparked something.
Mhm.
So I'm always going to go back and forth between my personal work and installation art. I do plan on expanding this installation quite a bit. I mean, it's a lifelong project. I mean, I'm not going to stop here. Hmm. 3.5 days, or I was here for 2 to 4 hours for 3 days. Yeah, so I just put them in these tote boxes, and with these pieces, since they stack really easily,
Mm.
usually I use like a beach towel for like cushioning, or these foam sheets, but I did not with these pieces. I just completely packed them tight, made sure they didn't like move in the box, and they were okay. Only like 2 pieces broke. I teach homeschool kids. I actually go to their house, and they converted their garage into a classroom,
Oh, cool.
and it's a 2-door garage. It's really nice. They kind of made it safe. And then I used to teach youth ceramics at the Museum of Fine Art, but now as of last week, I started my first adult online class, and that's predominantly coiling. So that's fun. This project took me about 2 years to do, off and on, not like every day. I mean, that would be insane. But and so I kind of got really attached to it, to the point where it became a part of me.
Mhm.
And so like that's where the limbs comes in, because it's practically a part of me, a part of a limb of me